Bank, member FDIC.
Hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength. The strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Couple Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. 0% with roof credit.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Probably the best locker room entertainment ever. You know, listening to Chris.
Have you seen the Will Compton's videos before? How does that compare?
What does he say at the end of that thing? I like that part. What does he say?
He uses your go big.
Oh, that's red. He uses my go big red. Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's like your Go Big Red.
Yeah.
How was that Vershawn's Go Big Red? That's been a chant long before Vershawn.
It's my go big red. It's mine.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
Nebraska football banked 3 wins early. It had to do that. Seeing the win against Purdue, seeing the win against Northern Iowa, even Colorado, I feel like, at least for me, the wins have been secondary. I've been trying to nitpick, they have to do this better, they have to do this better. Nick, I'm in a spot now with both the Royals, helping me see with the Huskers. We got to learn to love these teams for who they are. The bar has changed.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for 3! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is another edition, and you know what it is. It is Stricky's favorite day of the week. Why is that? Because it is Thirsty Thursday. Welcome to On the Block today. E-Strick here alongside
Harrison
Arens
Arens taking over for Austin Orman down there in KC for day number 2.
Down in KC. We thought he was probably going to join us today, but he decided, he had other things to attend to. And
might still be a little upset from last night.
Yes, very disappointing. We're going to talk, briefly about that later on in the segment today. We also have Ellie in the house today running the board. Ellie, what's going on? How are you today?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. We're glad to have you. Thanks for joining us today. I did forget to, and I'll throw it up probably after the segment, just so that everybody, if you go to X and eStrick20, there on X, I'm going to throw it up and just kind of give you a rundown of what we're going to be talking about today. So that way you'll have an understanding of how the show is going to go from the first hour to the second hour. Thanks to Nebco and their continued support here by way of construction, real estate, and recreation. Nebco is a longtime member of the community, been with us for over, almost 100 years now. 1908 is when they had it going. They're hiring CDL drivers as well, ready-mixed concrete. You can apply today and start your career with them in a $2,500. Ooh, that's not a lot. That's what we give away when we do Wings and Rings on a Thursday. So we've got that going on. I don't know. Are we gonna have the show? Are we gonna do a shootout today, or are we gonna?
We can do a form of shootout here. We'll find some trivia. Yeah. I still want to do it. I want to keep to it. We can always just do text line too. Find a good trivia question over the break.
I think that's what we'll do today, because
I don't want to deprive people of Wings and Rings.
Yeah, we don't want to deprive you guys, so we'll just probably do just like a trivia question, throw it out there, and say whoever gets it and what number. We've done that before. Mm-hmm. Normally when I'm on the road or something, or we're not there. But shout out to Nebco again. Visit Nebco at nebco.inc. nebcoinc.com. And as well as readymixconcrete.com, and get in today and join the team. Now let's get on to it. What's been going on at the station today? The weather has been it's 90 degrees today, bro. It's in the fall.
Yeah, it's
is this weird? Is this weird, or does this kind of happen from time to time? Because I can tell you, I can tell you, there was a lot of disappointed Harrison. I don't even want to almost call you Austin. There's a lot of disappointment, because I remember when I was coming from California, my father was stationed at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, and we made our way here, and I didn't want to come, but now I'm Husker for life, and I bleed red, and I'm a Nebraskan. So we were on our way. It was in the middle of the winter.
Mm-hmm.
We got here just before Christmas, and there was a storm that hit. And when I tell you, this storm, the drift of the storm went up through the door, and I was like, what the heck did I get into? I thought I got away from Montana, because we were stationed in Montana too. But this is beautiful for a mid-October kind of time frame.
You'll take
it. 90s, and we'll take that.
Right? I've been hearing people want the cold to come already. Like, we'll get that.
We'll get there.
You keep that out of there.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. I will say, I mean, it's Nebraska, to sum it up, it's consistently inconsistent, and it is doing just that right now. So I'm not too surprised by it.
I always say Nebraska in a lot of ways reminds me of Texas and Dallas. I always say the state is schizophrenic, because it can literally go from 90 and then tomorrow it can be 40.
Yeah.
Like in the midst of, and this can happen in hours. Like, it's not even have to be a day.
Mm-hmm.
In hours. You can come up in the morning, have a great workout, things is good, you be in shorts, you're like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, you come in here, you're inside, you're doing stuff, and then you go back outside, and you're like, what the freak happened? It's just this huge drop, and that's why I say it's schizophrenic. You don't know what it wants.
Oh, yeah, we'll see that. Like, we'll have a day out here where we all go out in the day, and it's all super hot, warm, feels like 80 degrees out there, and then we'll wake up the next morning, and the frost will be on the ground from the night air.
No doubt about it.
It just switches like that.
Thank you guys for joining us here on the block today. 2 to 4 every day. You can find us YouTube, Facebook, X, and all streaming platforms, as well as Allo Channel 961. Thanks for Allo, and also thanks for the Sutter Heyman stream here by way of StreamYard. We appreciate you guys chiming in there on the stream, or you can do so by way of 402-464-5685 if you want to join into the conversation. Now, I've created something, and I want to know your thoughts, what you think about this. Now, the reason why I created this is is there's times in college and there's times even now, and you get together with a group of friends and you gotten through the week, you've gotten over hump day, the weekend is approaching. You know, some people think of this day.
Weekend's approaching, Strick.
This is a business trip. Hold on one second. Hold on. This is Aaron. I am on my show. I am going to call you back. All right. That okay? All right. I'll hit you back. Thanks. That was a business
live on air.
Yeah, live on air, handling business. I had to take that one because that's
a real deal.
That's some moolah. Okay. But again, you deal with the week, you know, you have Throwback Thursday and Flashback Fridays, and the weekend's approaching, and you're thinking about what you're going to do with your friends down in the Haymarket. Sometimes you get together with a group of friends on a Thursday, watch Thursday night football or whatever the case may be, and there's a game that you play while you're doing so, and that game is called beer pong.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, beer pong. Stricky has created a segment, and we're going to do that today, and we're going to call it Thirsty Thursday Topic Pong.
It's a great title. I do love
You
the
like
title.
that?
Topic Pong. Let's do it.
Stricky sometimes comes up with something, and we're going to talk about that. There's basically is a hodgepodge of stories throughout the, you know, that have happened throughout the week or throughout the day or fresh, and we're going to talk about it, and it's going to be different topics, and we love you to chime in as well. So first and foremost, we want to give thoughts and prayers out to the victims of both Helene as well as what followed with Hurricane Milton. Not only Hurricane Milton, but the tornadoes that popped off. That was, you know, it's an unusual spot for tornadoes to be jumping off.
There was they counted 130 off the east coast of Florida yesterday.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Which is insanity.
It's insanity. The ones, the water spout ones, the ones that were happening on the wires, it's absolutely crazy. But shout out to those who have endured. I have reached out to some of my friends that are in the Florida area. As you know, I used to live in Orlando, so I still have a great amount of friends there. And everybody's doing good. You know, a lot of wind, gusts from 75. So we're our thoughts and prayers are with them. But in the meantime, in between time, you go down to Tampa. Surges got up pretty good. You know, 6 to 7 feet surge.
Yep, not as bad as 15, which is you'll take it, but it's still horrible.
Yeah. But what happened there is the roof, and we're not talking about the party, but the roof of Tropicana Field was ripped off by Hurricane Milton as the storms made landfall there. Good thing the season's over.
I was also going to say, like, it's a timing wise,
couldn't be perfect.
I'll be honest, that thing was ugly. Get the damn roof off that thing anyways. Like, maybe that's I don't want to call it a blessing in disguise because the whole thing's so awful, but I mean, Tropicana is arguably one of, would you say that's a bottom tier MLB stadium? It's probably one of the worst. And like that it was, first of all, I was surprised it was just cloth keeping that thing up considering where that stadium's at. But yeah, that thing got absolutely shredded. So Tropicana, they got no roof on it now. If I were them, I'd just keep it off. Figure out a way to not have that, or at least have it a retractable one.
Yeah. What do you want to, what do you think, guys? 402-464-5685. What is the worst stadium that you maybe have observed, or you have been to, or you have seen that needs an upgrade?
I'd say the Coliseum, but they're headed to Vegas now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Coliseum that one probably was the bona fide bottom.
Now
they're heading over to Vegas.
Yeah.
Those are those two that stick out in my head because they're such eyesores. I can name a lot of nice ones though.
Yeah, I think I might agree with you. What do you think about in Pasadena? Do they need to do some upgrades there, or is it just still kind of fresh? It just seems like they don't want to do anything with it, keep it traditional and all of that. But
I don't
know. You know, the same thing.
I think you got to keep it fresh. Yeah, because you're going to fall behind eventually. Like eventually, the traditionalists age out, and then you'll have it with the new market. And if the new market isn't into it all, if you're not keeping up with, like, at least trying to, you don't have to completely renovate everything, but if you're not trying to appeal to the younger fan base that's up and coming, then eventually you are going to lose them if you just keep trying to appeal to the audience that you've always had, because they will age out eventually.
Yeah.
Don't go overboard with it, though. You have seen disasters like that. Soldier Field for my Chicago Bears, for example, used to be a historic stadium. They try to renovate it. They basically just cover up, like they try to keep some of the old stuff, but they did so much of it that it's just, I mean, the thing's an eyesore. They completely cover it up, like the real traditional features of it. So unless you're standing right at the front doors, it just looks ugly.
Yeah, I got you. Throw it out there, and I'm out of control today. This is no bueno. it is one of my friends from Orlando that is reaching back. So I'm appreciative that he's good to go. But let's move on to the next topic of Topic Pong.
Topic Pong
of Thirsty Thursday. One of the best to do it. One of the all-time greats. Just a joyful presence. One of the beating hearts of tennis. And he has now announced his retirement at the great age of 38 years old. Rafael Nadal is going to be retiring. He is the first man in history to win 22 Grand Slam trophies. That's sick. That means every time you step on, and you just think of how tough it is to win a tennis, not only a Grand Slam, but just a tennis tournament,
especially in his era,
right?
I mean, he was going up with some of the greatest we talk about of all time. Like, he also came up in that era, was like some of the best to absolutely do it.
Right.
So to get 22 of them is an insane
it's crazy.
Feat.
I mean, it's not only long. I mean, you can have matches that go 3 to 4 to 5 hours, and then you have to, return and do it back a couple days later. And I mean, to me, I thought track was tough, with the fact you've got to run these different heats, and you've got to continue to play, because a no-namer or a non-ranked player can clip you if you just think you're, just going to step in there. You're talking 5 sets. You got to go all the way to the quarterfinals, the semis, and the first round, second round. I mean, it's a lot. And to have gotten 22 Grand Slams, shout out to Rafael Nadal for him. And he will be retiring at the end of his 2024. He turned pro at the age of 14, the ripe age of 14. Golly.
He's from Spain, right?
Rafael Nadal?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but
doesn't matter where he's at. I guess at the end of the day, it's still it's just incredible.
Well, his rivals. This is, and then this goes back to what you said. His rivals, who was Roger Federer, who was phenomenal, and then Novak Djokovic.
Yep.
I mean,
which one of those guys is the best? That's what I'm saying. Those are the 3 guys that when you think of tennis, those are the names. And then, of course, you want to throw in Serena Williams as well, because she's just a phenomenal athlete as well.
What's unique about Rafael Nadal? And I want to say he's a Spaniard. I do want to say that, but if I'm wrong, I know the Starter Heyman text line will jump all on it and they will correct it. But Rafael Nadal, what's unique about him, that over his career, he played in 131 tournament finals, winning 92 of them and only losing 39. You can go and talk about some of the greatest records of all time. That's a phenomenal record that when you get there, you're most likely winning, even against the best of your rivals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's phenomenal. Shout out to Rafael Nadal. Yesterday, real quick, and this just came to my head. This wasn't even on the on my mind to throw out there, but we were talking about how difficult it is, because we're actually talking with Jay yesterday. So we're talking about Bronny, and we're talking about LeBron and how that is. We talked about Ken Griffey Jr. and him playing, and how he would have loved to have played with his dad if it could have worked out that way, so forth and so on.
I will say, didn't we see that back in the day with Summer League? Like, if we go way back to the Malone era, I want to say we had situations where that stuff has happened before.
Like Moses Malone?
Well, yeah, if we go back far enough, I want to say this has happened before. We'll do it during the breaks. I don't want to waste time pondering here, but I want to say this isn't the first time it's happened.
But but what we talked about, and because he brought up Jordan,
yep,
and he brought up his sons, and what we talked about was the difficulty of ascension above what your fathers had did. Now, Ken Griffey Jr.'s dad was a phenomenal player, but for him to surpass his dad, those are rarities. It's not often that you surpass. But we've got a next group that's coming up. You've got Kion Anthony. We saw one of the Wade sons fall. Didn't ascend. Who else? Wagner. Yeah. Dewan Wagner's son. The story's still out on that. We have a lot of sons that are starting to kind of come up now. But here's the one that I want to throw out. 402-464-5685, also on the stream. How do you think Tiger Woods' son gonna do?
Because I actually seen his game.
He looks
he
nice.
looks good.
Like,
I'm like, I don't know if he surpasses dad, but does Tiger Woods' son have the ability to ascend to a level of greatness at that sport, that to be a name that when you talk about him or the sport that you raise, what you think?
I mean, if you go look at what he's doing right now, the best way I could put it, if Bronny was having the same type of success in basketball as Tiger Woods' son was having in golf, the world would be talking about Bronny nonstop. Like, there is real hope that, again, you never know with it, but I mean, he's going to these tournaments and just killing people. And he's playing people that are older than him. Maybe he's doing that his entire life, just working up, playing against like guys that are way older, that have been playing for way longer, getting into those pro tournaments. So I think he is going to be a force as long as like nothing crazy happens and, you know,
injuries
and just, you know, if he takes a different path in life. But I think if he's on the track he's on right now, we might see some form of it, a Tiger 2.0.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, what I see, I'm not on the golf course all day, but what I see, I'm like,
I agree. I'm amazed at how good he is.
He's got that drive from his dad.
Exactly.
Like,
the
drive
his dad.
is the pop off his drive looks just like Tiger Woods.
Right. Very smooth, poised.
Mm-hmm.
You know that he's been there before, and for me, we've seen it like with Steph Curry, right? Steph Curry was brought in at a very young age, just brought him around, had him all the time on.
Speaking of sons,
on that, you know what I mean?
You know, he got Clay and Steph.
Yeah,
Steph Curry.
Yeah, and definitely Clay has ascended above Michael. Like Michael was a solid player, great player, did some great things in his career, but we know that Clay definitely has ascended. So we've seen it, but I just wanted to throw that one out for there. Last one, we now see that your boy, Cam Newton is going to be joining ESPN to be on First Take. Now, First Take has kind of, to me, been falling off a little bit. Right?
Watered down.
Yeah, right?
That's the vibe I get. I feel like it is more watered down than ever.
Yeah, and it's like they've been searching. It's like they've been hunting, they've been looking, they've been trying everything. Shout out to Cam Newton. I mean, Shay, you know,
making a career out of it.
He's been doing very well. I mean, I think I've watched this show a couple times, and I see he interviews very well. I'm interested to see how his analytical work is, because I know that he does more of the asking of the questions, and he does very good. He's an interviewer. So I want to see how that's going to pan out. That's going to work out. But congratulations to him and what's happening there for his career. But it's good to see guys that retire and they create and they build this great platform, and they're able to go on and do other things that show the wide range of their skill set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you don't, you know, even if it's one of those things, you don't like Cam Newton or not, like he put together his quote unquote media career before getting the First Take, before ESPN. Like he was doing his own stuff. So like whether you like it or not, you give him props for he created a big enough fan base and audience where First Take was like, you know what? Yeah, we'll take the chance on him. And I'll be honest, for First Take, like he might be perfect for that because he is a hot take kind of guy. I mean, most people really got after him for the Brock Purdy quotes, but on First Take, like that's kind of what it's about. At least in my eyes, like what I watch now, and I'm not the biggest First Take fan, but it's kind of just those sound bites, those popping statements. Like they're not breaking down the analytics for you. So I don't know how much that's going to matter. As long as you got the basics, like if they're talking basketball points per game, you know, like wins and losses, I don't think I'm going to go too deep into depth. So I think honestly on First Take, not my favorite show, but he's going to get a lot of traction. Like you're going to be seeing him on next for stuff he says.
What I don't like is I don't like hot takers.
And that's kind of what I get out of him, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Who's the worst hot taker? 402-464-5685. To me, I'm going to throw it out, and I'm going to say Gilbert Arenas. I think Gilbert Arenas is he's so pliable, like the wind. That
we talked about this before. I think I speculation. I'm pretty sure sometimes he's just straight up lying through his teeth,
right,
on some of these stories. Because like, I guess it's all hearsay, but you'll see other guys in the league being like, "What does this guy talk?" Like that didn't happen. So when you have that, it's just kind of like, is it Arenas telling the truth, or is it like this other large group of people saying that's totally not true? I don't know the full story of it, but to me, he is very hot take. Like,
He's
let me
very
just get a
Cap-ish.
juicy story out there. I'll throw a guy who's better at that than anybody, though. Skip Bayless.
Ooh,
he made his entire career off that.
of it, huh?
Oh, fantastic.
It's my turn.
Yeah. Skip.
Oh, there it is. We're gonna take a break. That is our first time of doing Thirsty Thursday. Topic pong.
I like it.
It's cool, man.
I like it. When Austin Norman gets back, you have to keep this thing running here.
Yeah, if you guys are excited. Also, what I would advise, you guys can throw it out to us. E. Strickland at theticketfm.com. Shoot me something. Shoot me topics for the week. Some things that you kind of heard about or want to talk about or want to deal with. Shoot it to me, or you can also hit me, get me on X at estrick20. Hit me in my inbox, or also you can hit the OTB on the block, 937, 937. On X, on OTB 937 on X. You can also send the topics in there. We would love to hear kind of what you guys are vibing on and what you want to discuss or talk about as well. But we're going to get out of here, take a quick break. I'll try to throw the topics of the day up on X real quick after this segment, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about how do you feel about the NFL this year? Like, are there any surprises? Are there any disappointments? Or is there some weird stuff going on? We'll talk about that when we come back.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're not advertising your business on your vehicle, you're missing out on a lot of potential clients, and it's time to change that. Automotive Solutions excels in vinyl wraps and company IDs. They offer BG services with free warranties available, and they service all cars and diesel trucks too. They also service fleets, and if you push snow in the winter, get ahead now with your vehicles. Don't forget, ticket listeners receive a service discount on preventative maintenance. Call Automotive Solutions for an appointment at 531-249-5600 and stop by at 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light south breeze. An afternoon high around 88. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with light winds and an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There we are. We're back on the block, and I did put that post out. You can go there and check it out and see what's going on for the rest of the show. At eStrick20 is where you can find it if you do want to have an idea of where that information is posted. We're going to talk now about the NFL. And the reason I wanted to bring this one up, Harrison and Ellie, is it's kind of gotten off to a, for some, it's gotten off to a good start. I think you can probably say.
Yeah, if you're a Chiefs fan, it's
you're a Chiefs fan. Yeah. God, if you're a freaking Chiefs fan, you're just like, here we go again. You know what I mean?
It's the combination between Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and also you give credit to their management, because even before Mahomes, when they had Alex Smith there, like they were never a poverty franchise. Like they were still going to the playoffs with Alex Smith under the helm. So that is just, if you are anyone else, you are envious of that management, because they've just put together a solid team. Even they get rid of Tyreek Hill, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, they get rid of some of their best receivers. Juju's gone, doesn't matter.
And you don't have the overall same production out of Kelsey, but yet you drafted, I think, pretty good. I think you feel good about what you did there, but you're still just so for me, are they locked in as the next dynasty?
Are they not already a dynasty?
Are they?
Would
you say?
Let's see. They got 3 rings. They were in 3 of the last 4. Does that make you a dynasty?
Does it? I don't know. What
I think if you win
make
3 and you've been to the last 4, maybe even the last 5, I think you have
to throw it out and say that
I
what
think
it
it's
is.
got to be, right? Like you're winning rings and you've been doing it for a point where, like, if you were 15 and started watching NFL, at this point, you're just seeing Chiefs always dominating.
So here's how I look at it, right? Because it just feels weird. It's not. Have you ever seen that movie called The Usual Suspects?
Negative.
You might need to check that out. It is a classic movie. Anyone who has seen Usual Suspects, I think, will be able to identify what I'm saying. Usual Suspects was a movie where there there was a group of like criminals, and they all had a special skill. And there was like an attorney that petitioned them on the behalf of this guy named Kaiser Sose. And Kaiser Sose was basically trying to get them together. He was trying to get something, I can't remember if it was money or some documents or something, and he put these guys all together. But in some way, each of them had did something to Kaiser Sose, and they basically were like, we need to do this to make it right, type of thing, right? And so there's an investigation.
Right.
It's really good. It's an investigation, and there's some murder and mayhem, and it's some thriller. It's kind of trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get to the end, and you don't even really know that you know the answer to the question. It's really good. You should check it out. Those who haven't seen it. Now,
you're comparing that to the Chiefs, or
when I'm looking at this football season.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm saying it for me, there's not the usual suspects that you're used to seeing. Like the production at the quarterback position. It's not the usuals. It's not the Josh Allens. Yes, you're seeing it definitely from Mahomes, but there's no Herbert.
Well, if you go through the QBR ratings too, it's bizarre to look at. I know QBR doesn't say everything, but we talked about it yesterday. Where do you think Patrick Mahomes sits on the QBR rating?
I don't think he's doing as great as he normally has.
Bottom half of the league, he's at 32.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing as good as he normally has.
And then you have,
but they're winning.
Mm-hmm, and you have guys
That's
like Goff for the Lions. The Lions look dominant. Goff's all the way at the bottom 10 QBs and QBR. It's just been
it's weird.
And I think kind of just tells how inaccurate QBR ratings can be. If you just go off that, you're not. It doesn't necessarily calculate the winning plays where they're just throwing the ball away to. It calculates situation, but I don't know how accurately, because you want to look at the Lions and say, you know what, Goff just isn't. He's a bottom third quarterback.
And here's why I say, like, for example, there's no Joe Burrow. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, he would have been a usual, like, coming into this season, there's no question in my mind even with the short absence of a T. Higgins, and for what you have on that offensive side, and for what they were, as an organization, said they were going to shore up, and that's protecting him, they're 1-4. You see what I'm saying?
They miss Mixon. I'll tell you that much.
The worst investment in the history of the NFL, and who is that?
Danny Dimes? Is that where we're going with this?
Who?
Danny Dimes? Daniel Jones?
That's second.
Who? I'm trying to think of most recent really bad
You've been
contract.
talking about him like crazy. You've been referencing him the last couple of days like crazy. Your boy.
You caught me blanking now.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, Deshaun Watson.
Your boy.
That one's awful, especially considering what they did to get Baker Mayfield out and to bring him in.
The ROI on that investment, someone needs to be fired, and it might even need to be the ownership group.
That's where QBR might be right, because he's bottom. I think he's like second worst. So it might be right there.
You look there.
I mean, how bad is he? Is this fixable for Deshaun Watson? Because it is. Even if you are high on him, you're running out of excuses at this point. And you can still say the offense doesn't fit him and all that. But I mean, is there any hope? Like, say Deshaun Watson, next year he's on a different team. We'll put him on the Chargers. Not to say that's actually going to happen. They're not going to get rid of Herbert.
I don't think it's hope for him right now. I think his mentals is totally aghast and just done.
That whole situation was ugly for the Browns.
Right?
Like even like outside of the field play, like all the legal issues on top of that, you took the risk on. Like you took risk on top of risk. And you pushed out a guy who just got your poverty franchise to the playoffs.
That part.
Make it make sense.
So what situations in the NFL right now have been, like I said, there's been, have there been disappointments? Have there been things that you thought were, surprises?
Mm-hmm.
Where let's start there. Where do you feel the surprises are? I've got one. And I'm going to look to the NFC East. And again, the NFC East is kind of just like, the surprise for me is Jalen Hurts falling off the, like, I don't, him and Sirianni, they said they worked things out. Everything is cool. There ain't no beef, no issues there. But to go from where they've come from, and they've just been really inconsistent. But the surprise for me has been Washington and Jalen Daniels. Like, is he just a pop-up, like a pop-up surprise that's going to fall by the wayside as time goes on or people figure it out? But what I love about what's going on with Jalen Daniels was, and I bet this is going to start happening, because one of the things we've talked about, and I want you to answer, one of the things we've talked about is, I think, mediocre to bad quarterback play as a whole, collective, right? Just average. Now, it doesn't seem like it's been really good. A lot of inaccuracies and inconsistencies at the quarterback position, right? A lot of them got paid just because that's where the marketplace is. But something he's been doing, and I think this is dope, he started in college at LSU using VFR. Is it VFR? VI? What is it?
VR?
Virtual reality. VR. So he's been using virtual reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would program situations into the VR so he doesn't have to take hits. He can actually see things without just looking on film, seeing this hodgepodge, but he's actually standing in the position and they're throwing different coverages at him. So he's able to see them and respond and react based off of the VR. And he's still doing it. I think you're going to see this more with quarterbacks as people start to realize this is what they're doing and this is how they're using it. But are you surprised by his elevation of what the Commanders? Because I didn't think the Commanders would be this good.
I'm not horribly surprised by it just because I talk. Shout out to Mornay Pearsonell, called out right away. He was high on the Commanders. We did these preseason, give me your hot takes, and he was really high on the Commanders heading into this. So I had tabs on him. He convinced me a little bit to keep an eye, but he was not this certain, and neither was I, that Daniels was going to be this effective. That's the surprising part for the Commanders. Definitely. He's just been phenomenal. And the other guy I'll give it to, which kind of hurts me a little bit, is Bo Nix. I understand the Broncos. I think they're 3-2 right now, but considering what that roster, considering all the turmoil they've had over there,
and turnover.
Yeah, Bo Nix is doing enough to look like a solid prospect if he continues to develop like Bo Nix for the Broncos. You can make the argument that out of this QB rookie class, Caleb Williams, outside of last game where he finally started coming alive, maybe the last two, like he's been one of the more disappointing quarterbacks. Not because he's been awful, but all the hype around him, at this point, you'd say all that hype maybe should have gone to Daniels.
Well, what's crazy is shout out to the NFC North, because surprise for me is what's going on with the Vikings. McCarthy comes out, you draft him first, early, you lose him for the season.
They got Saleh fired.
Right?
Vikings are just animals this year.
Freaking Sam Darnold revives his career, comes out of nowhere. He's probably going to get paid somewhere. I mean, he's shaky. You kind of seen him pop up, but it seems like it's a good fit. Maybe that is the good thing about quarterbacks being able to go to certain systems, certain places. It's just a good fit for him, and it seems that that's a great fit for him. No one thought, especially early on with the injury to
for the Vikings with
wide receiver, great. Oh shoot, my mind just drew a blank.
Jefferson.
Yeah. With the injury to Jefferson, everybody early on.
Early.
Everybody thought, here we go.
Or was it was Addison? Addison was the one that got injured.
Right.
Yeah, Addison. I think Jefferson was like maybe twinged up a little bit. Addison was the one that got hurt.
Right. You didn't think that it was probably going to pan out. I mean, you got Hawkinson, you've got guys that are solid there, but not having your two cores.
I'm fans of Viking fans. I have friends with plenty of Viking fans.
Yeah.
They were ready to punt on the season.
Yeah, right.
It was that. I mean, if anybody knows a Vikings fan, talk to them after the wide receiver injury. Quarterback goes out. You got Sam Darnold. Everybody was thinking that this was going to be a situation where you had to punt on the season and already start tanking.
Yeah.
And then Sam Darnold, I mean, everywhere he's gone outside of the Jets, which again, it's ironic that he beats the Jets and then a little bit of revenge for him as they puts the Jets into full on panic mode. But everybody's liked him.
Yeah.
I mean, this was really just a situation where he finally gets an opportunity to start again. Because, no DPE hot take. I'll tell you what, if you want to listen to good hot takes for NFL, go listen to Mornay Pearsonell because he called that one too. He was high on Sam Darnold, saying he's a good quarterback. Everybody likes him. The only situation that didn't work with him was the Jets, and that whole situation was a joke, even with the Panthers. Look at how Bryce Young fared there. You look at, and all of a sudden you look at Darnold, you're like, well, it wasn't that bad. You got DJ Moore to 1,000-yard season, and you look at the run game, there wasn't a lot of help around him. The offensive line was terrible, and he was still serviceable, doing enough to make that team not look like absolutely horrible compared to what we've seen this year.
Right now, two quick ones, and then we'll get out of here. A surprise for me is what's going on in San Francisco right now. Is he losing money because of it? Or they just that's it. Yes, that's the shaky situation.
Shaky.
And then the last one is going to be for me. Gosh darn it.
Got to give me a hint here.
Oakland wide receiver.
Oh, Devontae Adams.
Does he get traded? He's asking out. He wants out.
Oh, you know what's Devontae Adams gave that team so many opportunities and chances, and you give him Jimmy G, you get rid of Derek Carr. Like it's just, yeah. I don't know. I think the Raiders should do right and get him out of there, but the Raiders might hold on to him. It just depends what Devontae Adams and what you can get out of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think of the landing spots like Saints makes sense to me. Saints would have enough to offer. It depends on which teams are openly looking for it. And I think if you can strike up a deal with Saints, I think Adams would be hyped to be back with his former QB.
Mm.
I think that's probably the only realistic move I see. Maybe even the Vikings.
Yeah.
Like he could end up there too. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be a Raider.
Last, does San Francisco get on some get right?
I think they
because
do.
Seattle, once again, Seattle's just trudging along. And
they do this every year.
And they're a bad tackling team right now too, and they're finding themselves at 3-2. You know what I'm saying? So, but they're on 2 in conference, so they've been operating outside of conference.
Yeah, Geno Smith, one of the most underrated quarterbacks. I think Seahawks do this every year,
don't they?
And I think
they'll
49ers
end up
right.
with an 8-6.
But also
record.
Every year 49ers always get right. They have been. Even like you can go back over and over, like depending on who's under there at the quarterback position. They usually find out a way.
All right, we'll come back. We'll look at any text messages that you guys threw out. We'll tap in on those when we come back after this break. 937 The Ticket. We are on the block.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light south breeze and an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with light winds and an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Couple Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did 0% with roof credit.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength. The strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $437 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1004120, $437 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 5,500 dual signing, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 9/30/2024. See dealer for details.
Early break. Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
Get a hold of his neck. He's going to whip him around. He's going to whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
We're back on, almost said WTF, but no, it is on the block. And we've got a trivia question because Buffalo Wings and Rings, we like to give away a $30 gift card to the Ellie. What number of texts are we going to give the gift card away on this particular question of trivia? What texter? What number? What do you think?
Texter number 5.
Texter number 5. Whoever gets the correct answer, you can use the Google machine because this is one you might not know particularly unless you're a fan. But whoever gets in,
yeah, this is a sicko fun fact.
We're gonna do it. Rico. We're gonna do it by way of trivia. We're not gonna do it because Austin's not here. All right. So, what you got?
All right, sicko fact, especially if you're a Chicago Bear fan. Who is the single season receiving leader in yards for the Chicago Bears? Single season, all-time leader for the Chicago Bears receiving yards. Not receptions, receiving yards. Chicago Bears. What do we got? Number 5?
Texture number 5 with the right answer will win the gift card. The gift card will be here. If you're an unnamed texter, put your name in the system if we do call you out. That way we can make sure that you can come to 11th and O and pick up at the mill. That's where 93.7 The Ticket is located on O Street. And you can pick up the gift card there for Buffalo Wings and Rings for $30. Now, while we do have I will give the answer because you guys are chiming in like crazy, but I want to go back to the last question about disappointment, surprises, and all of that, because you guys did get involved, and I appreciate you guys for doing so. So shout out to Tommy. Tommy says on the Sutter Heyman text line, he says, I love the Cleveland Browns for bringing in Watson. That caused Baker to go to Carolina. Then Matt Rule got fired, and we hired him. Win. Nebraska for the win.
That is
the whole chain of reaction for that.
That is a red yarn on the wall connecting all the dots right there. That's fantastic.
Great. Tommy, thanks for sharing that as well. Thomas and Lincoln says Carolina as a whole, get rid of Tepper.
Yeah, Dave Tepper. If you're a quarterback and you get a call from Dave Tepper,
I'm out.
Hang up.
I'm out.
Send it straight to voicemail. Don't answer. Don't even pick it up.
Oh, okay. Last one here. David Fullerton says the Bengals is a disappointment if you cheer for your former Huskers. I agree. I have to agree. I feel bad because I actually think he's a good coach.
Yeah, I think I can't put my finger on the
what's
Bengals.
going on there.
I really can't because like they played some good games, just like came up short. I mean, we talked about the Kansas City Chiefs, how many close calls they've had. Bengals should have had that one.
Right.
If you want to play the refs game.
Yeah. It's I am, and I threw that out there also as well. I'm very surprised at what's going on in Bengals Nation. You've already paid your quarterback now. You've got your wide receivers. You're able to retain T. Higgins, and you're still a travesty, and it's sad. Because I think they're actually better than that. I don't, and,
the run game is hurting them.
Your boy's actually been playing well up there.
Williams?
No. Our Husker DB.
Oh yeah. Cam Taylor-Britt.
He actually looking good.
He's looked good from the jump. I think he's got a good home there because you know what? The best thing it's not always about the wins and losses. That's a team that values him.
No doubt.
When you got a team that values you, it's willing to give you the chance and attempt, and he's doing everything he can with it. So shout out Cam Taylor-Britt.
All right, who we got here? And the winner is Triple H's dad. Not coming into the ring and putting a beer in and just spitting it in the air. Triple H's dad, did you teach him that? He is the winner of the $30 gift certificate. Shout out to Triple H's dad, who does win today's Buffalo Wings and Rings $30 gift card.
What's the answer? For all those wondering.
And look, Triple H's dad, but you need to put, okay, there you go, my man. I see you. We're not going to shout you out there. You did get it. The answer is Brandon Marshall.
Yes, sir. Kind of surprising because you're like, oh, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
It's been that bad for the Bears.
Marshall was a big, just physical, just dominating type of, wasn't like a speed demon or anything like that, but he can get over the top of you with physicality and so forth. I actually like watching B. Marsh.
He was nice.
He reminded me of like a me type of receiver that I would have been.
Well, especially towards the end with Trubisky out there, just a wild candidate at the quarterback position. Give me the chaos area of Trubisky was. I think it's a warm spot for all Bears fans. It wasn't always pretty, but it was exciting football.
No doubt, it was fun.
And that was the last time we came close to pushing the Packers and losing, unfortunately.
Last question before we go to break. Do they get the stadium done? Thoughts?
No, they drag their feet so damn much on that stuff in Chicago.
Well, it's definitely, they're definitely out on Soldier Stadium.
Yeah.
They're looking to build a new one. They don't get it done?
I don't know what the timeline is. Every time we get to this point, I think they just shut down. I think they rejected it.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to what we just saw with the Kansas City Royals and Chiefs. It's like, hey, you guys want to pay taxes for this? And everybody's like, no, you guys have billions of dollars. You're the owners. Why would I want to pay for this? And Chicago loves the Bears, so they might find a way to get that through again. But I'm pretty sure last time I looked, they rejected it. But they're looking at a suburb. They're going to keep looking.
They're looking at a suburb city, someone that'll give them a little bit of beneficial break. And similar to what's going on with the Cowboys.
Yeah, did you see the one rendering they had the stadium?
I did see it. It looked nice.
It looked nice, but the craziest part is like they had it right on the lakefront, and it's kind of like what the Rams and not the Chargers, what the Rams have down there in Lumen Field, SoFi Stadium. Was that beautiful? They got that big open backside.
Mm-hmm.
They had that right on the lakefront. I can't imagine how cold that wind would be rolling through that thing.
Through there.
I understand you can shut it. But if you're the Chicago Bears, you keep that open. I mean, that's your home field advantage right there, is that cold wind.
Yeah. Shout out Sutter Heyman text line. I'm going to throw this out to you guys for a comeback, maybe for a crossover or something like that. Which NFL stadium needs retractable roofs? Like, it's just like, stop playing. I'm not trying to be freezing with frostbitten toes and hands. Which NFL stadiums need retractable? We can't get into it now. We're going to take a break. We'll come back on the second hour. You guys on the text line, it'll be something we'll tap in on. But when we come back, what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about at the first of the 3 o'clock hour, college football games to watch this weekend. What storylines, what's coming up? Obviously, a big one is on the way, and that is OU Texas. We'll talk about that when we come back on the other side of the break. 937 The Ticket on the block.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com. Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th, paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. Education is a cornerstone for strong, vibrant communities. I voted for the largest investment in education in Nebraska history. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and understand the valuable role of education in growing our community. This is Carolyn Bosson, and I will continue to support education in the legislature. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th, paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
If you're not advertising your business on your vehicle, you're missing out on a lot of potential clients, and it's time to change that. Automotive Solutions excels in vinyl wraps and company IDs. They offer BG services with free warranties available, and they service all cars and diesel trucks too. They also service fleets, and if you push snow in the winter, get ahead now with your vehicles. Don't forget, ticket listeners receive a service discount on preventative maintenance. Call Automotive Solutions for an appointment at 531-249-5600 and stop by at 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Couple Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. 0% with roof credit.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. It is the second hour of On the Block.
Yes,
Erick
sir.
Strickland and my boy Harrison Arens here. Harrison, see, this is nothing new. You know, don't get it twisted, everybody. Harrison Arens works with us on WTF. So, you know, you heard this voice before. You hear him all throughout the station. I had to pull him in here today because I just said, you know what? It's just going to be mano-y-mano. Let's just go ahead and do it. No SIBO in the middle, no cluster, no.
Yeah. I know you're a good guy, right? Because who's the greatest basketball player of all time?
I know what you're thinking. You're going to try to say Kobe Bryant.
No, it's Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
That's why.
But
we're
I know
doing
you're
this.
a big Kobe fan.
I do love Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
but it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
because I'm
Michael
also
Jordan.
a Bulls fan. So.
Stop it. Everybody else, stop the madness. It's all cap. If you think anything otherwise,
amen.
That means Jay Foreman too. But we're on a truce, so I'm just saying. There's no
you guys are on a
shots
truce?
fired. We're on a truce right now. Me and Jay Foreman are on a truce right now. We're not battling. We're not going back and forth and toe to toe or nothing like that. So, big weekend coming up again. I'm a big college football fan. I think I'm more of a college football fan. Even when I talk about when I was playing, this is before the new NCAA game came out.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to play that more than I would Madden. It just
100%.
I just love the whole thing, the recruitment, guys, just people stepping up. I'm actually a bigger football fan than I am a basketball fan. And actually, here's the crazy thing, right? I'll tell you an inside story. I don't think I've ever told you this one. So when I was still married to Carolyn, who was Deion Sanders' first wife,
mm-hmm.
my stepchildren was Deion Jr. and DeAndre, we would go to the games because at that time, Deion Jr. was playing at SMU. So we would go to the games, and of course Dion would be there, and there would be times when we're sitting together, or when we're meet at the house and go to picnics, or we're always cool. And me and Dion were always cool from when he played with the Cowboys and I played with the Mavericks. And Dion, little do most people know, he's really good at basketball. Like he's a
that doesn't surprise me.
He, dunk and he likes to play. He's pretty good at basketball, right? And he actually loves basketball more than he loves football. And the crazy thing is, when we talk, he wants to talk. He don't want to talk football. He wants to talk basketball. So when he's talking with me, he's talking basketball. But I'm the exact opposite. I love football more.
He's trying to talk to football.
And so I'm trying to talk football to him, and he wants to talk basketball. I'm like, no, I want to talk football. And so we would have these little back and forths about, the sports and stuff like that. So that's just a little inside scoop. And so right now, I love college football. And so it's a weekend, a lot of games coming up. 402-464-568. Which game are you most interested in watching? I know you're going to watch most games, but what's your top game? Like, what's the game like you're just like, I've got to be here with my popcorn. I've got to be here with my beer pong. I've got to be here with my Thirsty Thursday, Strix pick. I got whatever it is. I've got to be in front of the TV, even if the dogs is laying at my feet or on my lap. Wife's in, wherever she's at with the girls, or they out hanging out, tea party or whatever they doing. It's me and the TV. What are you watching?
I'll take the layup here. Oregon, Ohio State. You got a 2-3 matchup. Those are a rarity.
You're going away from Texas OU, huh? It's not the same. It don't feel the same.
I'll be honest. Those games to me they're fun. They're exciting. I like some defense. I'll be honest. I just feel like those are always shootouts. And if I'm being honest, I think Texas finds a way to run away with this one. You never know with rivalry games, especially that in particular rivalry, for how history it's been. I mean, you've had some great runs, especially with Baker Mayfield when he was with Oklahoma. But I just think it's going to be a game where might be close in the first half, but I think Texas convincingly pulls away. I think it kills me to say it, but Texas is that good this year.
I'm going to surprise you. The reason I'm going to surprise you is not probably the reason you think. And yes, most people would be looking at Ohio State going, because this is what we talked about when we talked about the merger.
Yeah, this is the merger.
This is what we talked about.
Merger,
right? Mm-hmm. True Big Ten, true Pac-12, the best of the best, 2-3, face to face. It sounds like it's must-see TV, right? I hear you. I'm going to surprise you. I'm looking at K-State, Colorado.
I like that game too. I was actually going to be one of the
I want to see that
there.
one. And it's not because of anything specific. I want to see it one because I'm hoping that Keegan Johnson is healthy, because I want to see him against Travis, and I want to see him, this is the type of game that I'm doing. If I'm injured or slightly injured, I'm doing whatever I can to get on TV, because I'm trying to murk them. You know what I'm saying? Because it raises me. It's going to be everybody watching. Everybody, he's over there, Heisman Trophy hunter. I'm trying to bust him to the white meat over the head. If you know what I'm saying. If you ever had a bruise or something, or a cut, and then you see, like I got this on my hand. You see that right there? This is when I was playing football, and I was linebacker, so somebody came through the middle, and I hit him with a boom, straight forearm to the dome. No penalties back then.
Yeah.
And it had that white meat showing. That means I tried to bust. No, it just, it don't even bleed right away. It's just this white. You can see the white meat. And then all of a sudden you see the blood just starting to kind of creep in there. That's what I'm trying to do to you. Bust you to the white meat.
Looking at this game, I got to ask, as a Nebraska fan, do you... It kills me. It sounds gross to say.
You want Colorado? I know you're going.
Yeah.
You want Colorado to win that game. Want that to look. Come on, talk about it.
It looks a little better. And I'll be honest, I was listening to some Kansas State media, and one in particular, I won't give his name out there. He was talking about Colorado, and he's like, they lost to a crappy Nebraska team. So that also just kind of ticked me off. I'm like, okay, Kansas State, don't make me root for Colorado already. Also points out Nebraska still doesn't have the respect of anybody. If I'm listening to other shows and they're saying, well, Colorado, they only lost to a quote-unquote crappy Nebraska team. I don't want to root for Colorado, but it looks a hell of a lot better for us if they take down number 18 Kansas State.
I agree. And I'm taking that fodder right there, and I'm posting it all over the locker room for this week, and this is what they think. This is what they think about you. This is what they think about you.
Mm-hmm. They don't respect you.
They don't
think you're good.
You better go get it.
Mm-hmm. I think that lesson's got to be learned at this point. I would hope so, right? Because Illinois didn't give a damn. You figured it out against Rutgers, but you only won by 7. You're going to have Indiana. They only care about. They're only worried about themselves right now. Why would they worry about you? They're 5-0. Like outside of scouting you, they're not scared of you. And until teams are scared of Nebraska again, you just can't. You can't walk around like you got the respect of the country until you actually have it.
Yeah. On the Sarah Heyman text line, Thomas and Lincoln says 2 versus 3 is a very close second for him, but he's definitely loving the Red River.
That's fair. I mean, it's traditional. That's fair.
And because there's not as many traditional, because of the shakeups, the moves, all the, so it's maintained that. This is why I'm kind of glad they both went to the SEC together.
Seriously, we almost lost another great one. Well, right? We talk facts, you guys brought it up with Missouri losing their rival. Like this happens over and over and over again. And it's exciting with all these mergers, but you do miss a lot of great rivalries.
No question. Let's see. What is John and Cortland talking about today? He says, Harrison knows there's nothing but appreciation from Cortland because he basically said Willie Galt.
Shout out, John.
Shout out that old school. Ohio Husker says the Buckeyes. That's one he's going to be looking at. He's going to be watching. Fox is calling it the biggest game in Big Ten, with that being the noon kickoff game. Has there been any ones big? I mean, outside of
we've had Michigan and Ohio State when they were both top dogs. That was a bigger game.
That was a good one
because they also hate each other with their passion. So that one was peak.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Okay, so here's one that's interesting. There's a reason for interest for me because this is going to be their first game where they're really being challenged, but the record right now is pretty favorable, but I just don't know. This could be one of those games that's a blowout and it could be really funky, or it could be very interesting because Utah, who is 1-1 in the Big 12, is playing against Arizona State. Both teams are 4-1, but Utah, like this could be a statement because Utah is going to want to hover because I personally believe Big 12 gets one for sure champion, and they're going to have a hover. Somebody that's kind of just on the outside looking in.
Not about it. You can't write them off.
Right.
I think that's what hover means. It's like you're not sure if they're in, but you definitely cannot write them off.
And they want to stay kind of in that mid top 25 range and just continue to kind of creep. And then at the last minute, just like,
big win.
Knock through the door. Hey, we here. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big game for them. On the road, you're already taking a loss. And so, you're a physical team. You've got to go in there with some domination.
Who do you got in that one, Strick?
I'm gonna go with the Utes.
You go with the Utes? I'm gonna double down with you. Give me Houston.
Give me Utes. A team. This game is no bueno to me. But I think it can be a trap game, and it's happened to them before, and that's Clemson, Wake Forest. Going down to Wake Forest, everything that's going on in North Carolina right now.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's going to be some real, well, let's get this win for the community here.
Right?
And I don't care what you say. That stuff has an effect on the mindset heading into those games.
I agree.
Like, it's unrealistic to think the players aren't affected by it.
Well, what happens is, there's so much craziness going on. And we talked about it yesterday. There's space for people's mind just to decompress. And it's places like this, like that place could be rocking. You know what I mean? Could be rolling, or it could be, everybody's still trying. But things like this,
I think it's going to be rocking.
Can set up for just people to go and just, like there's this thing that people do now where it's such a tension releaser. So they'll go to these places that I don't know, break glass, throw dishes.
Oh, the bowlers we're talking about. It's
called
Rage Room. Yeah.
Rage Room, right? Like in a way,
that's what that is.
That can be what that is. I don't know. It's a trap game for me. Clemson can't afford it because I think when you're talking ACC, you're really looking at 1, maybe 2 also. You're kind of fighting with Big 12. You're probably closer to 2 because Miami, I think, is going to be good enough. They're showing just kind of some special
Cam Ward's just too good
about what's going on with them right now. But you don't want to take this.
No, and especially if you're Dabo Swinney, because the conversations around him have been, I think, disrespectful. I still think he's a great coach. He's, I give him credit. He's stiff-arming the portal, trying to keep traditional. He's going to obviously, I think, going to have to bend to that more and more as it goes on here. But, I think Clemson will be all right. I'm going to trust Clemson and Dabo Swinney, yeah.
Here's one to me that's very interesting. And it's interesting because this team is in the top 5 now, and they're higher than what most people maybe give them credit for. They're still a little shaky. You just don't know about them right now. And they're going out west. And this to me is going to prove, has Franklin and the crew finally broke through? Is Drew Allard really him? Like, this is going to be the thing that helps me to kind of see a little bit more, even though USC's off to probably a worse start.
They just got, the boat just got rowed against them up in Minnesota. PJ Fleck said, give me that.
Well, see, that.
And now you got to.
It could be a wake-up call or, because to me, Penn State just sometimes in the season, they find a way to trick it off. Like I don't know, man. It looks like they're going to do it. And then all of a sudden they trick it off, and then they just disappear off the scene. This their year? Is this Penn State's year?
I think James Franklin's about business this year. They've been dominant. I really am a big fan of.
But
Penn
you
State
understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. But if it's gonna happen, this isn't the week. I mean, you could say Penn State, the Nittany Lions, are just Minnesota on steroids.
Yeah.
And USC could not handle that at all. It was a close game, but you could tell that, especially later in the game, it was starting to weigh on them. The physicality of it. You just got out of a bruiser and you're heading straight into the next one.
Yeah.
That stuff adds up when you're going against physical opponent after physical opponent.
Yeah. 2 blowouts, Mississippi State, Georgia. Just throw that.
Who does Alabama
Florida,
got?
Tennessee. Just throw that out the window. Alabama, South Carolina. I think actually South Carolina plays hard. I think they'll give them a shot. But I think coming off of, an L, the way I don't think it happens.
That Alabama defense, shaky. They are going to be in shootouts. South Carolina, they have been crazy up and down. I think they only got 3 points against Tennessee, but they've had other games that have been really surprising. If Alabama catches themselves in a shootout, their defense is not. It's losing them games at this point. Like, if Alabama's going to have more losses, it's a result of that defense. They can score against anybody. That's not a problem. But if it gets to a 40-point shootout, like it's going to happen, I think, at least one more time where Alabama takes another loss this year.
What's been a disappointment for me is to have watched kind of a Cinderella type of season out of Arizona. You bring back the same quarterback in Noah Fafita, and now you're 3-2, 1-1 in Big 12. You got to face BYU. Did anybody expect BYU coming into the Big 12 to be 5-0 and 2-0 right now? Like, I don't know if nobody I thought people figured they would be in the middle of the pack, or maybe even a reverse of these two. You know what I'm saying? Whereas people probably had an expectation, but you look at the statistical categories for Fafita, and you have to put a lot of onus on him. His completion rate is down a little bit mediocre, but it's the TD to interception ratio that I think has destroyed him. And what happens is sometimes you can start smelling yourself a little bit. You start getting a little bit of people looking at you, thinking about you a little bit differently, and you begin to start pressing. You start thinking, you can thread needles and you can do it, and then you end up with seven TDs and six interceptions, and it can turn things around for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we see that with quarterbacks all the time, where
because he still has a great receiving core.
Even Spencer Rattler,
McMillan is still there.
Speaking of the Gamecocks, like Spencer Rattler back in the day at Oklahoma, he was that guy, and he starts taking all these crazy shots. Dylan Gabriel takes his role. He heads on over to South Carolina, refines his game a little bit, and all of a sudden, he's this good prospect heading to the NFL.
There it is. All right. Well, there's not much else out there that makes me feel, really good. Let's check what's going on in the Big 12. Nothing for Nebraska. This is kind of why we're kind of jumping on this tangent. We'd be probably talking a little bit more about Nebraska. There's not much going on. Minnesota coming off a big win, finally getting off the Big Ten snide with a big win last week. Two bad teams, I think, playing there. One, UCLA is looking to do a little something, but it's nothing really outside of the Ohio State and Oregon.
Yeah.
Don't see much in Purdue. Little interesting to see what goes on with Penn State. What do you think about Rutgers and Wisconsin? Who needs that win?
That
more?
might be the sneaky game of the week for the Big Ten, because especially if this Oregon Ohio State thing, especially if Oregon, you know, starts getting boat raced by Ohio State, which is somewhat, I think there's a good chance of that.
I think it's a teeter-totter for me. That game with Washington and Iowa, kind of a teeter-totter. Both of those, there's some implications, for both of those is where they're going to land and where they may end up.
Where's Washington for you in the Big Ten?
Right now, they're 2-1 with a 4-2 record.
Are they all that though? Like, if you had to rank them in the Big Ten, like, are they?
I think I find them around 6-7.
They've been surprising. I was going,
I thought they would have fell out losing Kalen DeBoer, and
I did too. I thought
they were
UCLA and then Purdue, Washington. That's kind of where I was at the bottom of the barrel. So if you're Washington, this is a win for you so far. Like, it's been you just knocked off USC, and then or no, it wasn't USC. Who was it they just knocked off?
Oh shoot! Hold on.
That's a good one. Why you pulled that up here? But yeah, I mean, when you look at them, Washington has been sneaky good.
They beat Rutgers by 3. Oh no, they lost to Rutgers by 3. They beat Michigan by 10.
That's what it was. Michigan. That's another team altogether. But Michigan, chance they might not even go bowling this year. If you look at the rest of their schedule, they got a ranked Illinois, a ranked Indiana, a ranked Ohio State, they got one more ranked Oregon.
Yeah.
And you got Michigan State. You hopefully going to win there, and then a Northwestern game. So those are your 2 wins to get you to 6. Otherwise, you got 4 other ranked opponents on there that we've seen it. Like, they are more than susceptible this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 3-point win after 3-point win, and if you're only winning by a field goal, ask Nebraska fans, like, that can get ugly real quick if you're having just miscues.
No doubt about it. There it goes. We'll step out of here. We'll take another break. We'll come back after the break and talk a little bit about some NBA preseason stuff. I know Rico's excited. We're going to get Rico in here because his Knicks have kind of if you're a betting man or woman, then you're happy about the Knicks prospects as they've jumped. We're going to get out of here. 93.7 The Ticket. We're on the block. We'll come back right after this.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $437 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1004120, 437 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 5,500 dual signing, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 9/30/2024. See dealer for details.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Coppell. Get 0% financing at Coppell. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Coppell. So please stop on by or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. 0% with roof credit.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
McCaffrey told me this when we was in Carolina. He was on a recruiting trip to Oregon because every team told him they was going to move him to wide receiver except Oregon. They said, we'll keep you at running back. Well, when he was on the visit, he was walking past a coach's meeting. Frost was like, Christian thinks we're going to keep him at running back, but we're actually going to move him to wide receiver. And he opened up the door and he goes, don't worry about it. I'm not coming here. So Christian always had a problem with Frost. He never wanted Luke to come here. He said, I told you not to go play for that coach.
No way.
Yeah, true story.
From 1 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Nebraska football banked 3 wins early. It had to do that. Seeing the win against Purdue, seeing the win against Northern Iowa, even Colorado, I feel like, at least for me, the wins have been secondary. I've been trying to nitpick, they have to do this better, they have to do this better. Nick, I'm in a spot now with both the Royals helping me see with the Huskers. We got to learn to love these teams for who they are. The bar has changed.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Early break.
Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 by 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
Get a hold of his neck. He's going to whip him around. He's going to whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All good. Listen, we just had former WTF member Nia Davis has stopped by. She was in here tearing up stuff in the building. So, obviously we
just messing stuff
up.
Messing stuff it's up. What she does best.
That's why we kind of got in a little bit slow. Rico's joining us here on the block today. What's going on, man? It's good to have you back on the block, man. You and I have. It's been a.
Hey,
I why we haven't worked together?
Why? Because you're shaky. Beat you to it.
You did. You knew where I was going.
I knew exactly where this is going. No, it's all good.
Yeah, man.
I usually just walk by the block. I don't want to come to this block.
Come on,
it's
block.
Dangerous.
It's all good.
Dangerous.
The juggernaut.
He's shaky. Dangerous.
Hey, so Rico, we're gonna talk a little bit of NBA today, man. You down with the get down?
Hey, you know me. You know me. I love me some NBA.
I got to
my
watch
New York Knicks really out here.
I got to see a preseason game and the jail. It was gelling.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually quite surprised. They was gelling a little bit.
It's quick. It's crazy what happens when you have a center who knows what he's doing in a pick and roll and can shoot outside of 3 feet from the rim.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's wild what happens when you have somebody who can do that, because then your point guard trusts him more, and your point guard is gonna, dish the rock a little bit more, and it gets everybody else open. And it also helps when, everybody else on the court can shoot. It's pretty nice.
Well, what's also wild about it, because of his stretch abilities, that's something you have to kind of prepare for, because there is a Joel Embiid aspect to him. I don't think he's as physical as Joel Embiid.
He shoots better than Joel.
But I think he shoots better. His percentages are there, but his role aspect, like sometimes it's like him and Brunson are kind of figuring out pop roll.
What's going to happen?
They're reading each other in those situations.
And it's also going to be extremely helpful when you have Mikal Bridges or a Josh Hart out there, a OG Anunoby who's been working on his 3-point shot. It's still, it's a work in progress for OG. And as long as he can stay healthy and is out on the court, you've got two guys who can guard just about anybody on the court, and him and Mikal Bridges. But offensively, when you have so many people who can shoot out there on the court and your center is also a part of that, it really just adds to all of the dangerous weapons that Jalen Brunson can dish the rock to, outside of the fact that he himself is one of the more lethal scorers right now, at least based off of last year.
So there's multiple different power indexes that have been thrown out there.
They're ridiculous. There was one that gave the Knicks a 1%. They were not within the top 16 teams in the NBA.
Exactly,
and it's ridiculous, Harrison.
That sounds about right, Rico.
I hate you.
I know you're excited about Carl Towns, but you're also going to be screaming about halfway through the season to get near the rim and stop taking so many outside jumpers.
And what's crazy
probably.
Probably. It seems to be a reflection of what they saw in the Minnesota run, because a lot of people kind of lost some credibilities because a lot of people believed that it was going to be Minnesota that was going to get there.
And they had it rolling for a minute.
Right.
But also you had Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. And in that aspect, you were forcing Cat to go outside. You weren't allowing him to go inside because you had a Rudy Gobert in there. You're going to clog the paint with 2 7-footers. You don't want to do that. So you tell Cat, look, stay out of the paint. Take these jumpers that we know you like to take so much. But also, if he needs to get in a rhythm and he needs to drive to the bucket, Rudy Gobert's there with his man there as well, and that's going to, have a bunch of problems. Now, Cat's the only true center, the only center that New York's going to have, because Shams kind of broke the news earlier today that Mitchell Robinson isn't going to be expected back until January. So it's going to be Karl Anthony Towns and 6'8" Precious Achiuwa running center for the New York Knicks for a while there. But Harrison, when you're saying, get to the rim and stop taking those outside jumpers, I mean, again, they had Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein there for a little bit, and Isaiah turned out to be the better offensive weapon for the New York Knicks, whereas Mr. Robinson, with all of his athleticism, he's more of a lob threat, really only a lob threat, and a threat to grab offensive rebounds and dunk on somebody's head. But it's also, your best ability is availability, and he was never available. He was always hurt. When he was healthy, one of the best lob threats and shot blockers in the league, in my opinion. But the dude isn't healthy long enough to make any actual impact for the Knicks.
Yeah, and then I think it's fair. My whole thing with Karl Anthony Towns is like the fact that you needed to get Rudy Gobert in there to have a serious rim protector. Like even before with Karl Anthony Towns, like again, great player, but this whole thing is going to be on Brunson if this team goes anywhere. Because Karl Anthony Towns, for as great as player he has never had that it factor. It wasn't until Anthony Edwards got there that really sparked some magic into it. So Brunson, I mean, he's going to have another breakout season on top of what he just had. If this team wants to have real success, because the East last year with the injuries, it was not a true showing. And right now, I'm still not convinced anybody's going to beat the Celtics.
Well, I mean, if you think about it this way, if Brunson can have anywhere close to the year that he had last year, and really it was a build upon the end of the season prior, if he can continue that, I'm not saying he has to score, 30 points a game, but if he can continue to score at the clip that he did and dish the rock, and now that he is going to have a running mate who can score with him, because that was the thing is Julius Randle got hurt halfway through the season. Shout out to the Boston Celtics. And you added OG Anunoby.
Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah, they did. Actually, no, it was the Miami Heat. Screw the Miami Heat. That's who it was. It wasn't the Boston Celtics. I hate the Boston Celtics anyway, so it's all good. But you had Julius, Brunson, and OG together for maybe a 2-3 week stretch, and in that 2 or 3 week stretch, they lost one game. When all three of them played, they lost one game. And then Julius gets hurt, and then OG was in and out of the lineup with injuries because the dude's always injured.
Right.
But when he has a true scorer, another scorer next to him, like Karl Anthony Towns, I feel like that's only going to add to the dangerous potential of the New York Knicks. And I think it's going to, again, as long as everyone can stay healthy, which is never a given, it's going to be a very dangerous team because you'll have two true scorers in Brunson and Cat, and then you have defenders like Mikal, Bridges, and OG Anunoby if he can stay healthy, and then Josh Hart's kind of just that do-it-all Swiss Army knife guy.
No doubt. Well,
and that's just the starters. I mean, look, you got Tyler Kolek out of Marquette in the draft.
Knicks are going to be good. Knicks will go to the playoffs.
Knicks are going to be fine.
It's just because if you don't take the injuries out of it last year, you're probably looking at a Knicks Celtics. At least that's the way
Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah,
Eastern Conference Finals. It's probably Knicks Celtics.
The Miami Heat were scared.
Moment for the Sixers again. They're just no Embiid, just in the mud.
Get the Sixers out of here. Yeah. Adding Paul George, that ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, that's another bizarre move. Adding Paul George to the mix, it's like if whatever it is, when you have a center that isn't a center like Jokic, who is a playmaker first, like Joel Embiid, for as great as he is, it is so hard to build a team around a center like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not his fault, but it's like when you get to the end of the game and your guy's the center, like it's so much harder to go ahead and script a play where you can get him inside and make a move. And everybody just dialing in on Joel Embiid every time.
Yeah, and you could say, oh, Tyrese Maxey's that guy. No, Tyrese Maxey's not. Tyrese Maxey's not. I love Tyrese Maxey. He's not going to be your number one. And if he's your number two and Joel's your number one, you saw what happened. You got problems. It's not going to work.
Maxey's like White on the Celtics. Like he's going to be on fire for you.
Maxey's not White.
I was like a deer in headlights for a moment. I was like, what are we talking about? But that part.
Well, here's the thing. The analytics basically went down. You know, when the analytics, they looked at the trade and they basically took it from a 3% to a 1%. But
doesn't make any
sense.
Bettors,
the betting, the money, follow the money.
Follow the money.
The money says they are third as far as the chances to win it. And I think second as far as winning the conference. Second as far as winning the conference. Third, I believe, as far as winning a title.
I think Vegas knows that that's just a massive market, and if you flirt the idea of them being third, you're going to have people hitting that line.
Hey,
Harrison, shut up.
There might be something there.
Now, Vegas
knows.
Here's a few questions.
Okay.
Looking around the NBA, West Conference is still, is going to have a dominant top to bottom.
Yeah, it's not
it is.
But
right?
I'm gonna let you know right now, if you want to get into some first year of Bronny with LeBron in LA, I'm not saying that they're gonna be any good. No. I'm not gonna say that they're actually gonna be any good. But like I said, some top of the pyramid type stuff.
They were funny business last year, Rico.
I'm just saying.
If they do funny business this year, then there's something wrong.
I'm just saying.
Everybody and their mom put them on blast.
Imagine.
Like the microscope was on him, the radar was on him.
Yeah, but imagine this storyline from the NBA. Imagine this storyline from the NBA. You got LeBron James playing with his son in LA. He's nearing the end of his career, right? He can't play forever.
No.
But him and his son are playing some minutes together. They're doing some things. Somehow Bronny is better than everybody thought he was going to be. He's playing some minutes. They get into the playoffs. They start building. They make it to the NBA finals. And you have the LA Lakers with as storied a franchise as they are. The best story is a father-son duo winning an NBA title. I mean, the storylines.
The storyline will be very similar to last year. They will script their way. Be a first round exit.
Probably.
That's the way I said it.
Hey,
that's not a better story
than
John Wick.
But that's a movie.
That's not a better story than John Wick 5 coming back.
John Wick is nuts. Man already rolled his ankle.
I don't care. John Wick 5 returns. Man, what a great movie that is.
Desmond Bain.
Mavericks, they're not getting past the Mavericks. Wolves, they ready.
They just lost Cat.
Phoenix.
You mean to tell me? You tell me Julius Randle is gonna go off in Minnesota?
Better story is Steph Curry going out with a bang solo dolo.
That's not the story.
That's a better story.
No, the story is that the Warriors are so bad they trade Steph midseason.
No, that's insane.
That's the story. That's your story.
It's a story.
That's your story.
The most unlikely story.
That's your story. Watch.
That's
Watch. If they are under 500. If they are under 500 nearing the trade deadline,
they are not. You're going
to start hearing the rumblings. You're going to start hearing the name. It's going to be thrown out there, and it's going to be like, "Ooh, what can the Lakers?" Because it's the Lakers. I tell you, it's always the Lakers. What can the Lakers offer for Steph Curry to pair LeBron and Steph Curry in La La Land?
Yeah, Skip Bayless will throw that one out there.
The City of Angels.
Here we go again. Well, Rico,
the king and the sniper.
I need your prediction. how far do the Knicks go? And I know you're going to give me a biased one, but
Eastern Conference Finals.
Where do they end up as far as in the conference? And then how far do they go as far
3 seed, Eastern Conference Finals, and they get swept.
Hey,
okay, that's honest.
I appreciate your honesty, my boy.
In my dream scenario, finals, and they win in 7 because I want the drama.
He's a Lakers fan, so I got to ask.
Ooh, Lakers, Knicks,
Bulls fan.
I was saying he's not a Lakers fan. How did that happen?
I saw the Lakers on. I'm like, my.
I was like,
No,
you switched.
We don't need to talk about the Bulls. Don't worry about them. They won't be a threat in the East.
They're very bad. They got Josh Giddey though. You see that?
Rhymes with another guy who's been in the news too much.
You need to go to the funny bone with that one. That's a great comic relief right there.
Saying.
We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna cross it over with old school. Rico, thank you for joining us on the
Orange
today,
and blue
man.
skies, baby.
We appreciate you. We'll be right back. It's a crossover. I don't know. I haven't seen Jay yet, but if not, we're gonna be out of here right before the hour. Peace.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Question for you. Would you rather pay $150 a month or $15 a month to work out with the same high-quality gym equipment? At Planet Fitness, you can get top-tier equipment for $15 a month. Plus, save $28 or more when you join now during our Strong Choice sale. Our weights weigh the same, you just don't pay the same. Enjoy free fitness training and 24-hour access at most clubs, all in the judgment-free zone. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. See club for details.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light south breeze. International high around 88. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 61. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with light winds. International high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday at 8 p.m. from Seacrest Field as Grand Island takes on Lincoln North Star. The Gators are 4-2 on the year and led by head coach James Thompson, while the Islanders are still searching for their first win of 2024. Kickoff is slated for 8 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 7:45 p.m. It's the Islanders and the Gators this Friday on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 15th is $2 off tray packaged ground beef, $2 off hot dogs, 15% off cookbooks, and buy one, get one 50% off on hardcore carnivore seasoning. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
If you're not advertising your business on your vehicle, you're missing out on a lot of potential clients, and it's time to change that. Automotive Solutions excels in vinyl wraps and company IDs. They offer BG services with free warranties available, and they service all cars and diesel trucks too. They also service fleets, and if you push snow in the winter, get ahead now with your vehicles. Don't forget, ticket listeners receive a service discount on preventative maintenance. Call Automotive Solutions for an appointment at 531-249-5600 and stop by at 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Early break. Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 by 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
Get over his neck. He's going to whip him around. He's going to whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, finishing up today. Jay did text me a little bit earlier, and he said he has something to do down at the stadium. So
busy man.
Yeah, he is busy today, and Boss Man DP is definitely going to be in here, but obviously he's handling Boss Man things, and that's all good too. So we'll get out of here real quick. We'll have a little breakdown. What's your thought for today? Like what's the thought of the day based on everything that we talked about? You know, what's the thought of the day?
I mean, thought of the day for me is, I'll be honest, I can't get Week 7 college football off my mind. I will say Cam Newton being on First Take's interesting as well, just because, again, he's made a platform. It's just been surprising to watch him grow. Again, you don't have to agree with the takes all the time, but nonetheless, him being on First Take, like, I'm definitely going to check out a few episodes and see what it's about, see how he handles it. I'm sure he'll be wearing the feathered hat. New look for Cam Newton, but yeah, to me, it's all about college football Week 7. Like, I'm super excited for it. And you get these few magical weeks every week in college football. Sometimes it's a surprise. Like this year, it was Week 2 when we had Upset Mania. You can even say last week we had a ton of upsets in that one as well. But this is just another good slate. Like, this is a day where if you're invited to a wedding, they might understand if you say, I want to stay home and watch college football. Like, I think it's that good of a slate.
Thought of the day for me is I'm on the hunt for the underdog wins. I'm looking for the underdog.
Out of bye week, that's the best thing to do.
I'm looking for the underdog. I'm trekking on that. We've got a couple more minutes, so we'll jump on the Sauter Heyman text line. Unnamed texter 0457 says the Wolves will win the West. The Knicks will suck like normal.
Hey, well, you know what
Whoa.
they say about the Knicks? Very similar to the Jets. You never bet on the Jets to win because it'll never happen. Knicks,
yeah,
maybe a little bit of 2.0 of that. Yeah, I mean, let's not pretend that the Nuggets aren't dominant just because they lost last year. The Nuggets they're coming back for the chip. I really do think so.
You believe they're going to be a resurgence?
I hate doing it because I talk about Jokic way too much already, but he is such a phenomenal player that I really think last year they got to figure out a way to get out of those sluggish starts. I mean, that was a big problem. Like they would be down 15 points in the first half and somehow in the second half continuously climb back. And that's how, I got to a game 7 with Minnesota. And Minnesota, ironically, comes back in the last game. But the Denver Nuggets are too good. And I think you're going to see a situation where Jamal Murray, so after a disappointing performance for Team Canada in the Olympics, he's going to be pissed heading into this season. He's going to want revenge.
He did struggle.
Jokic is going to want revenge. Like this team is going to be going for it. They did lose KCP though. So that one's interesting. KCP is one of those guys that he is just underrated every year. When he's on those, he always finds himself to a championship roster. And after a certain point in time, you have to look like maybe he's just that guy that brings you to an X factor that allows you to be a championship roster.
Oh, wow. Lance on the Starter Heyman text line throws this out and says, Cat is nothing. Wolves probably going to be better without that bum.
I think they will be.
I think they actually will be too. It's what's crazy. Last one here on the Starter Heyman text line. Kip says, Thunder roll. And we're not, no pun intended. Again, shout out to all the loved ones, all the family members, those who did escape. I did have friends that did get out of Florida and found their way, crazy traffic, no gas, made it out to Atlanta. So they were out of the zone. But, again, no pun intended, with Thunder. But yeah, Kip says Thunder roll, that he believes that the Thunder is gonna get it done. I think the Thunder's in the best position for me. Really tough in the West, a lot of versatility. You have major capital. You can trade, move. The Thunder can do anything they want and meet any need that they want. They've addressed issues, especially in the interior, not having to necessarily worry about Chet and trying to play the center position. So they've addressed a lot of different things there. So
they're going to be a problem.
They're going to be a problem.
Number 1 in the West last year.
They're going to be a problem.
We just talked about how loaded the West is. Number 1 in the West.
Yeah.
I think they were tied with it was 3 teams. It was really close at the very end there. And came down to tiebreakers. But the best thing about the Thunder is if you make another mistake, you're not sweating it. You got more draft picks on the way.
Yeah.
You can just keep working on this thing until you got what you want.
You can build. It's like Build-A-Bear. You can just.
They full on got to Build-A-Bear.
They
got to
Build-A-Bear, no doubt about it. Well, we're going to get out of here. We are on the block, and we will see you tomorrow. Stricky will be gone. I will be remote tomorrow, and I'll be out of town next Monday.
Is Austin Norman back
Austin
tomorrow?
will be back tomorrow.
All right, you got your partner
Austin
back.
will be back tomorrow, man. Thank you for joining me and working with me. Ed, you're going to be able to catch WTF. We're not going to be live on tonight, but
8 o'clock.
We'll be on at 8 o'clock with a replay. Stay tuned. Catch a good episode of WTF. See what we do there. We're going to get out of here right now. It is on the block. We'll see you mañana.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. October is pork month, so now through October 13th, enjoy fresh pork belly for $2.99 per pound. Fairway's hickory smoked bacon 16-ounce packs for $4.99. Fresh pork sausages for $2.99 per pound. And all-natural pork Boston butt for $1.88 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Cyber threats are everywhere. When is the last time you stopped to think about how you're protecting your business from potential data breaches, phishing scams, or ransomware? It's time to make cybersecurity a priority for your business. At Hamilton, our unmatched expertise and cutting-edge technology goes beyond basic defense, providing proactive, tailored solutions that keep your